Discover.com. Yes, the people that have the credit card, you can go to Discover.com. Even if you're not a client of theirs, a customer of theirs, they will give you your credit score for free, absolutely free. So you can give them a call. You can go to their website. They'll give you your FICO score for free as well. So make sure you get those things, because if you're going to go somewhere, if you got to go somewhere, you got to know where you're starting, right? So even like if it's GPS, if you have a destination in mind, someplace you want to go, you've got to know where you're starting at, and you've got to know where you want to be. So if you want to be in the 800 club, that's your goal. That's your destination. You got to know where you're starting from. So if you don't have your credit score and you haven't looked at your credit report, it's going to be really difficult for you to get there, right? So make sure that you guys go and do that. And again, congratulations to Mr. 700. Troy, congratulations on breaking that barrier of 700. All right, you guys do like Troy. Get active. Get active with your credit report. Get active with your credit score and actually implement some of those changes. And if you need help, if you need some help, some professional help, you can always contact me, 800@creditscoreman.com. I will absolutely do my best to help you restore your credit. So 800@creditscoreman.com is my email for you to hit me there, and I will get back to you. Now, I'm busy. I'm extra busy. I got a lot of balls in the air, so I'm extra busy, but I'm going to get back to you for sure, because I try to take care of my people. All right, so thank you, Troy, for sending that, and you guys continue to send them to me. Like I said last week, I think it was. I don't care if you got a 550 and it just improved to 585. Send it to me. Send it to me. You've got things moving in the right direction. Send it to me, and it may be even more important for you to send it to me if it's moving in the wrong direction. Send it to me if it's moving in the wrong direction, so I can try to help you stop the bleeding and show you the correct way to go. All right. So let's jump on to the rest of the show. I said I was going to talk to you guys about collections today, so we're going to do that. And before I do, you guys, I've told you before, and I haven't talked about them in a while. Figures.com. It's F as in Freddie, IGGERS. Figures.com, telecommunications company. We can get a phone, TV, things of that nature. This week, since it's Labor Day, happy Labor Day, everybody. Since it's Labor Day, they're having a sale. So 35% off. 35% off for whatever you're buying over at Figures. So if you've been waiting to get something at Figures, you want to get some earbuds, or you want to actually get the phone and get the phone service, you can actually get the service and bring your own phone. So you don't need to get their phone and pay whatever the cost of their phone would be. You can bring your own phone if you want to switch to their services. You can do that as well. So you guys get to Figures.com. Now, I have a code that'll give you a discount, but it's not 35%. I have a code that'll give you a discount, and that code is credit score, all one word. So you can put in credit score, or you put in labor 35 at checkout, so you can get that discount and that sale, if you will, when it comes to Figures, FIGGERS.com. All right, now let's get to these collections. So it's that time again. If you're going to pay a collection, it's the last month. It's the last month of the quarter. So it's a good time to make that call and negotiate for a lower amount. Now, listen to this, wait until the 23rd of the month to do so. At the 23rd, you got a whole week for them to, get back to you if they need to get back to you, for you to get your money together or whatever, but you should already have your money together. So call them on the 23rd. You don't want to call them at the beginning of the month, because at the beginning of the month, they're still thinking, oh, man, I still got 25 days to collect on all these accounts and try to catch these people on the phone, things of that nature. Wait till the 23rd. It shortens the time period that they have to negotiate and go back and forth with you and things of that nature, because they want to get it done by the end of the quarter. Every business works on a quarterly basis, right? So they're looking at, how do we do this quarter versus last quarter? What are we going to do next quarter versus the quarter that we're in? All of those things happen all the time. And if they're going to get a bonus, like the individual that you're talking to on the phone, if they're going to get a bonus, they are probably looking at that too. How far am I away from getting some additional bonus. If I'm not getting any bonus and I need to reach a plateau just to get something, how far am I away from that? And those individuals may be a little more helpful to you far as negotiating how much you can get off of your particular collection. If they're going to make a deal with you at all, will they remove it from your credit report? All of these things come into play. So you want to contact them this month because it's the end of the quarter. And I'm gonna suggest the 23rd. I think the 23rd is on a Wednesday, so it's on a Wednesday. So even that Saturday and Sunday don't necessarily count, even though they definitely work on Saturday. So you need to contact them, and I'm gonna suggest the 23rd of September to start contacting them. Now, you want to have a plan. When you call them, when you go to contact them, you want to have a plan already. Write it down if you have to. Matter of fact, I might suggest if you're not used to doing negotiations and whatnot, not to only have that plan in your head, write that plan down. Have a plan, because it's not monopoly money. It's your money. This is your money that you're about to, quote unquote, give to somebody. So have a plan in your head when you get ready to call them and talk about it. Now, do not admit that that is your debt. You don't have to say, yep, this is my debt. No, you don't have to say that. If you're verifying who you are, it's already on your credit report. That's not necessarily admitting that you owe this particular debt. So don't admit that you owe the debt. Just let them know that, you're willing to pay it to get it off of your credit. And since you don't believe that it's necessarily yours, you certainly don't want to pay the whole amount, right? So you want to tell them that you'll pay today, if possible. So that kind of hooks them in. That's what they want anyway. They know that if you get off the phone, you may not call back. Whether it's today or tomorrow, or you tell them I'm going to call back on Friday, you might not call back. So let them know that you're willing and able to pay today if possible. This if possible, that is you starting your negotiating. If possible should ring in their head. What do you mean if possible? Why would you say if possible? You called us and you want to take care of this collection. What does if possible mean? That puts them on notice that something else is going to go down. You're not just going to pay this $750 because they say you owe $750. So make sure that you tell them you will pay today if possible. All right? The third thing you want to do, you can ask them how much is it to clear the debt and see what they say before you make an offer. So you already know that you got the paperwork in your hand and they say you owe $1,200 or whatever it is. When you call up, instead of saying, hey, I don't have $1,200, I have $457 that I can give you for this particular debt, you can ask them first. Let them start the quote unquote negotiation. They may say, what do you mean? What are you talking about? You owe us $1,200, so give us $1,200. Maybe that's what they'll say. But maybe they'll tell you the truth because they've looked at it and they've got notes in there that's saying, hey, this is how much we'll actually take or whatever on your account. Most likely they have that information. So you can start that conversation by asking them to basically make you an offer on this particular debt. Make you an offer, and then that way you're not the person that starts the negotiation. And if they do so, you're already winning. Just think about that. You're already winning. If you owe somebody $1,200 and then they come to you and say, hey, just give me $800, you already winning. You actually owe $1,200 and they say $800, you already saved yourself $400. So you're already winning. So you can start the negotiation that way, especially for people that are a little more timid about this situation and negotiating things and contracts and things of that nature. Do it that way. Ask them how much to clear this debt. That's what you can do. And that's before you make them the offer and see what they say. And then you also know, if they come back, how willing they are to negotiate. You'll also get a sense of what's the attitude of and the character, if you will, of the person that you're talking to on the phone. This may not be somebody that you want to try to negotiate with. Maybe it's a a mean person. Maybe it's a person that's has a bad attitude. They hate their job, or they're just having a bad day. You might just want to get off the phone with them and call back in a couple of hours and maybe get somebody else that's a little more pleasant, if you will, and you may be willing to get a little more out of them. So do that thing. Another thing you want to do: demand removal as part of your deal. Demand removal of that collection from your credit report as part of your deal. That's what you want to do. You want to say, I got to get this off of my credit report. You don't have to give them an excuse or reason why. And a bad thing to do is actually to give them a reason why. Hey, I'm trying to buy a house. I need you to take this off my credit report. Well, then they can use that information against you. They know that you're in dire straits, if you will. You're trying to get something, and this is the reason you're dealing with your credit right now. They probably assume that there's a reason you're dealing with it right now anyway, because you want to do something else. You've been denied somewhere else, so now you want to try to get your credit together and whatnot. So yes, that happens for sure. But don't give them that ammunition. Do not give them that ammunition at all. So you want to make sure that you get removal as part of your deal. And I mentioned the word removal several times during the conversation. Make sure you keep mentioning it, because when you say removal and you talk about an amount that you want to pay, oftentimes they'll ignore that removal portion because they don't want to remove it, or they'll claim that they can't remove it, and so they ignore you, or they ignore that part of that particular sentence or question that you ask them. So continue to say removal. And I didn't mention this at first, but as soon as you get on the phone with somebody, like I've told you before, make sure you take down their information, what their name is, their ID number, and you jot down what time it is and the day the day and date that you're calling as well. Another thing you want to do: get it in writing. Get it in writing, both your agreement about the amount and the removal part. Make sure you get this in writing. You want it in writing, and if they say, oh, it's going to take 7-8 days for you to get a letter or whatever, then you tell them, oh, it's going to take me 7-8 days to pay you, because I'm not paying anybody a dime until I get what's going on in writing from you. And you can make the suggestion, because they may not. You can make the suggestion to go ahead and just go ahead and send you an email. Send you an email with the information that you need. You need what the amount is going to be, and you need them to say that they're going to remove it from your credit report. So you can go ahead and make that demand from them that they go ahead and send it to you. If you don't want them having your real email address, you know how easy it is to make up an email address. Just make up another email address prior to talking to them and have them send that email to that one. I would never suggest that you use your work email. I don't care if you have your own business like I do with 800 Credit Score Man. Do not have them send it there. Get you another email address. Get you a personal one, whatever it is, Gmail, Yahoo. Go back to AOL if you got to. But whatever it is, have them go ahead and email it to you so you can have it in writing, because that's very important if something comes along down the line. You just CYA. You're just covering yourself, right? So do that. Now, if they say that they can't remove it, ask if they are sure. Say, are you sure you can't remove my collection? Because I was told that you could remove it. And make sure that they know that you're referring to their company. You're not referring you're not being general about it, about yes, companies do this or whatever. No, you say, I was told that you guys could actually remove it from my credit report. So make sure you do that, especially if they say, nope, we can't, we can't remove it from your credit report. So make sure you do that. And I told you before, even about the removal thing, if it's a medical bill, removal doesn't really matter to you when it comes to your credit score. Of course, it'll make your credit report look pretty. It'll be cleaner. You won't have that portion on your credit report anymore, so it looks good. However, as far as your score is concerned, if it's a medical collection, only a medical collection, that includes dental as well. If it's a medical collection, then it doesn't matter if it's removed or not. The credit bureaus have decided that any medical debt, they're not going to count it against you in your score once you pay it to zero anyway. So you still want to use that removal tactic. It's something that you don't particularly care about. You don't particularly care about it if it's medical in nature, but you still want to use that tactic just so it looks like if they say they can't do it, you can say, all right, forget it. I'll give up on it